You've probably heard the phrase, live every day as if it were your last. It sounds profound, doesn't it? A sentiment that we often repeat without truly considering its implications. But have you ever paused to reflect on the deeper meaning behind those words? We live in a world where everything is changing, where time seems to speed up with every passing moment, and we can barely keep up. In the rush of our daily lives, we rarely stop to think about the end of it all. The end. The ultimate reality that we tend to avoid because it makes us uncomfortable. But what if we could change the way we approach our days, not by ignoring this inevitable truth, but by embracing it? Imagine for a moment that you knew today was your last day. What would you do differently? What conversations would you have? What dreams would you finally pursue? What people would you hold close and never let go? I bet the trivial annoyances, the worries, and the stresses of everyday life would suddenly seem insignificant. The thought of losing time, of letting go of things that don't matter, would make us take a step back. Memento Mori, remember that you will die, is not a morbid concept. It's a powerful, life-affirming reminder. It's an invitation to live fully, to live deeply, to live with intention. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher and emperor of Rome, said it best. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. This is a call to wake up, to embrace life with a sense of urgency, and to truly be present in every single moment. What would happen if we really embraced the idea that death is the one certainty we all share? How would that change the way we interact with others? How would it shift the way we prioritize our lives, our work, and our relationships? Would we wait for the perfect time to act, or would we seize each moment as if it were our last? Memento Mori teaches us that the key to a rich life isn't to focus on how long we live, but rather on how well we live. Memento Mori challenges us to evaluate how we spend our time. We are often trapped by the illusion of endless time. The Stoics, however, were keenly aware that time is fleeting. They didn't take their moments for granted. They understood that the passing of time is both precious and irretrievable. Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, put it succinctly. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Think about that for a second. How many of us in the rush of modern life waste our time on things that ultimately don't matter? We spend hours scrolling through social media, watching endless streams of content, worrying about things beyond our control, or engaging in negative self-talk. But what if we truly embrace the reality that life is fleeting, that each day is a gift, not a guarantee? If we knew that today, tomorrow, could be our last, how would we choose to spend it? Would we continue to hold grudges, to let resentment eat away at our peace? Would we put off that dream, that project, that conversation that's been in our hearts for so long? Would we waste a single moment on regret, on fear, or on hesitation? Memento Mori isn't about focusing on death to make us anxious or fearful. It's about focusing on life. The Stoics practiced Memento Mori not to make them morbid, but to make them more alive. They understood that life is short. There's no time to waste on things that don't matter. They embraced the idea of death to give them the courage to live with intention. They freed themselves from distractions, from the pursuit of trivial things, and focused on what truly mattered: relationships, growth, personal integrity, and character. We too can choose to live this way. We can't change the time we've lost, but we can choose how we live now. The question isn't how long we have left, but how we use the time we have. Do we live with urgency, with passion, with purpose? Or do we allow ourselves to be swept away by the endless distractions that fill our days? At the heart of Memento Mori lies a deep truth. Death is inevitable. It doesn't matter how much wealth we accumulate, how successful we become, or how many accolades we collect. We cannot escape the fact that one day we will be gone. Yet we spend so much of our lives running from this truth. We hide from it because we think that acknowledging it means we won't live. In reality, it's the opposite. Acknowledging our mortality isn't about paralyzing ourselves with fear. It's about accepting the truth of life so that we can truly live. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Death smiles at us all, but all a man can do is smile back." This wasn't a sign of resignation or surrender. It was a declaration of strength. It was an understanding that death is not something to fear, but something to accept. When you accept that life is impermanent, you begin to stop wasting time on things that don't matter. You stop waiting for the perfect moment. You start living with clarity because you know your time is finite. Imagine how much more meaningful your day would be if you treated each moment as precious. The small frustrations that typically occupy your mind, the late train, the spilled coffee, the argument with a friend, would lose their power over you. Instead, you'd focus on what truly matters: love, connection, purpose, and the relationships that give your life meaning. Memento Mori isn't a call to live in fear. It's a call to live with honesty, clarity, and courage. It reminds us that we have only a limited time to make a difference in this world. And that difference starts with how we live each and every day. But how do we apply this concept of memento mori in our daily lives? It's not enough to simply know that we will die. We must live as though we will die. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, said, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." This simple statement offers a powerful insight into how we should live. When we remember that life is fleeting, we begin to focus on what we can control. And what can we control? Our choices, our actions, how we choose to spend our time. Memento Mori isn't just a philosophical concept, it's a guide to action. It's about choosing how we want to be remembered. We can't control when we die, but we can control what we do before that. We can choose to live with purpose, to choose relationships over distractions, growth over stagnation, kindness over indifference. The power of memento mori is that it doesn't just remind us that we will die, it challenges us to live fully. Start today. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Call that friend you have been meaning to reconnect with. Start that project that has been on your mind for months. Take the time to appreciate the beauty of your life right now in the present. There's no guarantee we'll have tomorrow, but we have today. And today is enough. Memento Mori challenges us to live with urgency, to live with courage, to live with love. It pushes us to make the most of the time we have, to live as though every moment is a precious gift. So stop waiting, start living, and choose to live fully, without regrets, without hesitation, and with intention.